All right, hi everybody. Thanks for coming back. Okay, I'm really excited about this because we're here to hear. We are here now, and we are going to hear from Amor Alondra, the Twitch developer advocate. You're going to talk about drops, which
Correct.
are part of the developer set of tools that you can use on Twitch to build things for your Twitch stream. So I'm super excited about this, and I love Twitch. I love all of this. I'm excited to hear from you.
Cool. Well, thank you everyone for joining us. Thank you for those of you here at AWS hanging out with us, as well as everyone joining us live via the power of the internet. So those of you on the internet, I apologize, I can't get your feedback directly, but just of those of you here in the audience, just to level set expectations, how many of you, like just real quick show of hands. No, really, just show me your hands. Just okay. All right. So some of us are listening. All right. So how familiar are you with Twitch? You're aware of it. Awesome. Yeah, you're excited about it. Okay. So drops. On the subject of drops, how familiar are we with drops? Not at all. Okay. Cool. So basically, Twitch drops is a way for you to engage the audiences of your games. So in the past, we've traditionally thought of engagement when it comes to directly through the streamer and their audience. But with drops, you're actually allowed to engage viewers of your games. So for example, I'm going to make sure. So here I'm streaming. Just a little test pattern. Using OBS, I'm streaming to my channel. Here's my dashboard. Here's my chat. But what you'll notice is I'm streaming Amor Alondra TV. And this is just kind of a little silly demo game, quote unquote game, that I've created to give you a sense for how you might engage the viewers of your game. So here I am as a streamer. I'm streaming the Amor Alondra TV game. And without drops, right, viewers are coming to they're coming to watch a streamer's content. They're maybe engaged with the chat, but as the viewer, they're not necessarily they're not achieving or earning any particular rewards directly with your game content. They're interacting through that streamer's content. But like I said, with drops, this unlocks a whole new kind of channel of interactivity. So what I've done here is I have a little I've got a little demo page. And any of you watching along at home, you're welcome to stop by. It's vhs.amoralondra.tv, and we'll touch more on what VHS stands for in a minute. But what you can do here is, if you connect your account with OAuth, oops, let's do that again. If you connect your account via OAuth, what you've done is you've now said, hey, I'd like for the developer of this game to have access to my viewership information as it relates to this game. And what that does is it allows the game developer to reward you for your viewing activity. So they're able to see what Twitch users are viewing a game's content, how long they've been viewing it. And so a really common pattern we see is developers using drops as a way to reward viewers for engaging with their game's content. So for example, say every 5 hours you watch, I'm going to gift you with a loot crate of some kind, or some in-game item. Really, the choice is yours. So that's kind of just kind of laying the groundwork. I don't know if you're on chat, right?
Yes.
So let me know, just by the way, if anyone has questions, please feel free to just chime in, and we can answer questions in real time. But I want to give a chance for people to ask questions live. I mean, this is about Twitch, and I don't want to just sit here and have a monologue with you. Twitch is about live interactive content. So again, if you have questions, let me know.
I have a quick question.
Yeah.
So what's the setup? Like, how does it work from a developer standpoint?
Yeah.
So somebody is on the stream and they cheer, they do something, and then I give them a drop. Is there some sort of webhook? Like, how does it all go?
I'm glad you asked. Let's dive into the code. So what I'm going to do here, if you'd like to follow along at home, I'm going to pull up some code that is pretty much based off of the drop samples that we have available on GitHub. So if you go to github.com/twitchdev/drops-samples, you'll see a sample in PHP and Node. I'll be using the Node sample, or code based off of it. So you can take a look at that.
Whoa.
Oh, hey. You guys. Oh, we jumped the shark already. No, it's okay. So I honestly wasn't anticipating this much viewership so early. So let's jump into the code. So here's what I have here. I've got some Node code. I'm going to kind of skip through a lot of the just basic require stuff. I'm getting an HTTP server set up, some session management, an OAuth library, and then some other fun tools just for generating unique user IDs and rendering JSON. So we'll skip through that. So basically, what you're going to do is you're creating an OAuth application. So the kind of standard thing, the Twitch client ID, the secret. This is just a session secret for kind of encoding your session secrets locally on your Node app. But then we provide a callback URL. And what this does is, this is what gives us the OAuth token to engage on that user's behalf. So here I'm using HTTPS. Security is very important. So always go opt for the SSL certificate. They're free these days anyway. So we're going to skip over most of this, but essentially, when you create, your OAuth strategy, you're providing all these credentials here. But the interesting thing is right around in here. So this is like once you've registered a user for your VHS, which by the way, VHS stands for Viewer Heartbeat Service. And this is kind of just the fun, punny little name for the backend service that provides you with that heartbeat data. So what we're doing is we're creating a call to the Kraken API that's saying, hey, please link this Twitch user with my game's user ID for that user, so that as they're viewing, and when you send a call back to my server, I know who they are in my game, so that I can then give them their entitlements. So this is basically saying, hey, associate that user. Let me know when you're done. Let me switch over to the code here real quick.
And you're storing the tokens in DynamoDB, or just the?
Actually, for this demo, I'm not even really storing.
MongoDB.
Yeah, in Mongo. I'm not even really engaging with Mongo right now for the sake of this demo. We don't really have time to dig into kind of some of the more interesting things you can do with like analytics on viewer data. But you can just start stuffing all of your heartbeat data into really whatever data store you want, whether that's Dynamo or Mongo. Obviously, Dynamo is a good choice.
I saw the Mongo call out up there in the top of the code, so it's pretty cool.
Yeah. So I want to dig into this here real quick. So this is the server running, and this is just running on an EC2 instance. And the reason that you may see, you might not actually see it here on the camera, but I thought it would be cute to build a little loot crate. As I mentioned, loot crates earlier.
A literal loot
So this
crate.
is a loot crate built out of Lego with a couple servos. And like I said, I forgot. It's a shame, but I forgot that there would be so many of you joining us online that I calibrated the loot box opening for the number of viewership I was anticipating here. And so basically the way I had this programmed is if there are more than 5 viewers, open the loot crate. I probably should have set that threshold a little higher, because as you can see, I'm getting a list, and these are just UUIDs that I've generated as an example for how I might keep track of my users in my own game's backend. But the way that this has worked is, so here is a packet from VHS, and it's giving me the unique user ID of the broadcaster. So this is, again, a user that I've associated with my game who is broadcasting the content. And then here's the number of viewers. Right now there are 7 people watching Amor Alondra TV. And here is my game's unique identifier for each one of those users. So what I can begin doing, like he mentioned, is if I have Dynamo, for example, or Mongo, I can just start stuffing that viewership data in and tabulating. Oh, well, this user's been viewing for 10 minutes, or this user's been viewing for 5 hours, and you can then start really making whatever mechanisms you'd like for entitlements. But
so
yeah, I mean,
maybe we should do a thing on the stream where we start handing out AWS credit for all the viewers.
Yeah, hey.
That's a demo I could code up.
That would be awesome. Yeah. So never miss the opportunity to go full Inception on a stream.
You got another viewer?
Yay! So let's see. Do we have any other questions? I'm not. How are we doing on time, by the way?
We have another 3 or 4 minutes, but
okay.
Let me see here. We have. Do you have any questions in chat?
Come on, chat. I know you're good for a few questions or two.
So one question I have is, do you necessarily have to run all of this locally? Not locally, but with some sort of Node.js setup, or you could run a Lambda function backed by an API gateway, right? And you could have all the OAuth managed.
Absolutely. Yeah, I feel like I was, I was not the best AWS steward with this demo.
Don't worry about it. That's my job.
Yeah, but I mean, so there, I will be doing demos later at AWS. Definitely stop by and check that out. I'll be using Lambda. So
does Twitch have a booth here at reInvent?
Our booth is nebulous,
and
it exists everywhere and nowhere at the same time. But you can find someone in purple, and chances are they will be a Twitch person, or at least familiar with Twitch, and can point you in the right direction. So yeah, I think we've only got a couple more.
Okay, cool.
minutes.
So if people want to get this code, I've pasted the link in chat. Again, it's github.com/twitchdev/drop samples.
Yeah.
There's a lot of other really good content in that Twitch dev GitHub. I'm particularly interested in the extensions component that you guys have launched. It's really, really fun. I've been playing around with it. And that Bootstrap example that you guys have has made everything so much easier. So thanks for building that.
Yeah, absolutely. I didn't personally build it, but I will forward your thanks onward.
Please do.
Yeah.
All right. So, well, I think we're going to end there, but we have another set of launches coming up. So stay tuned. Don't go away. We'll be back in 5 minutes or so. 4 minutes.